We also have Rumble integration, which is
Hello, guys. Good afternoon to some of you. Good night to some of you as well, because it's super late. I was busy last night, trying to help people, with their content and everything. Also, I'm on my last stages of school as well. Tomorrow, hopefully, I finish class and or this week, sometime this week, I finish class and finally get my diploma for HVAC. So hopefully that happens this week. Today, it's the 21st of January. This month is almost done. So Uh, today we're gonna talk about stocks, which that's kind of what we do. And um, I mean, we got a little bit of stuff to cover because yesterday we couldn't finish like completely crypto. I had to like eat my wife brought me some food and everything. But today we're ready. We're ready to do everything, and I hope hopefully it's the live stream is a little bit more short. So I hope you guys like it. Those who followed, I appreciate every single one of you guys. It means a lot, and I will mention you guys. I'm gonna mention every follower from January that follow me January by the end of the month, and that will be my appreciation towards you guys. And so I'm not gonna leave any stone unturned today, so I'm gonna cover a lot. Hopefully we could finish off earlier today. And so this channel is purpose to teach people how to find stocks, especially the low price stocks, something cheaper for you guys to afford. You guys don't have to get into options or buy a 600 $700 per share stock, and wait years to get your return of investment. And so this channel is dedicated for a very short term, risky if you don't know how to trade, if you don't know um the the downside of trading, if you're not careful. But if you know what to do, and if you study and analyze everything, and you make your own rules, then you should be fine. It should, it you won't learn it in one day, but it'll take you a little time to get it. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow as well. That will help me get out there. Right now we're at 91, so we need 8 more to hit the goal. Well, 9 more to hit the goal of 100, and that right there will make a lot of improvement in my channel. Because we could get to the premium creator program, and from there we could start making big steps. And so that's very, very good. I'm very happy this is happening, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that made that happen. So without you guys, this would never happen. So let's go ahead and jump into the stocks. First of all, we'll go ahead and look into the criteria and everything. So this right here, today's the as we see on the document, today is gonna be, let me change the date, 21st, and it's 6:34. 6:34. So we started a little early yesterday. So hopefully we can finish a lot earlier today, because we started a little bit, just a few minutes late. So but as you can see here, you know, I say here, very, very important to focus on market cap when scanning for stocks under 300 million market value. Uh, and I said here, my personal preference. So I focus on micro cap stocks, very, very small companies. Um, they will, these type of companies will be laughed at in the market, especially like big investors and uh, financial advisors and everything that might look at this company, and they will laugh at it because it's so small. And the majority of these companies are failing companies, and developing companies. So very risky to do long-term investments and everything. Their financials are very terrible. There might be one or two per year that might come up and do something good, but the majority of them are failing companies. But that's not the case why we're here. The case is to find short-term movers that can move very, very fast, can move very you could have good opportunities in very short term, and you capitalize on those little small moves. You don't have to make a lifetime investment with these companies, because overall these companies are not gonna they're not gonna move like you would want it to move on a long term, in the long term. But short term, it's there's good opportunities, and that's what if you study and you understand stocks, then you'll capitalize. So, um, I see there's a like already for the chat, for the stream. I appreciate whoever hit the like. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing support and passing by. And so, any questions or anything like that, hit me on the chat. Whoever has questions or something, or if you guys can also hit the comment, or follow my any of my socials down there on the description, especially if you're on Rumble. And I got many platforms there, that you guys, if you can't find me, and I mean, there's I have even have my email there. You guys could hit me up on any of those platforms. I would appreciate if you follow every single one of them. And if you want to get to know more information about stocks and crypto, or you're looking for websites for tools or anything like that, and on my Discord, you will find everything. Everything's gonna be on my Discord. I mean, it's clean. I literally have nobody following on the Discord. So I mean, you guys don't have to. You guys could get in, get your resources. I mean, it's in the resources section, so you could get in and grab what you want and head out. It's up to you, whatever you guys want to do. But that's dedicated to, if you're looking for like crypto information or anything like that, everything's in there. And Investopedia is a good resource place to get definitions for the terms that I'm about to talk about, and the crypto is like the crypto stuff as well. Ty Wilson MD say, "Let's go." What's up, brother? I appreciate it. Appreciate it for passing by and showing some love. I like your content. And whenever I see you live or anything like that, I'll make my I'll do whatever I can to go ahead and show support. So I appreciate it very much for passing by. So let's continue. So this is part of my criteria, right? I mean, you got three phases in the market, right? You have pre-market, right? The market hours, right? You got pre-market, you have market open, and you have after hours, right? Pre-market happens from 4 to 9:30, right? And market open happens from 9:30 to 4 o'clock, right? And then you have after hours, which is 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Right now, Eastern time, because that's what we're looking at right now. Because the New York Stock Exchange, that's where the everything starts off. So the hours are more dedicated for the Eastern time. So Stuff Central say, "Hey yo, hey, appreciate it. Thank you so much for passing by and showing support. Thank you so much." And so the everything in the stock market is pretty much with they use the Eastern time hours. So at 8 o'clock is already, everything is not is everything is closed pretty much. Nothing is flowing right now. So over here, I'm in the West Coast, so it's 6:40 p.m. Market is closed completely. I already know, and so nothing is moving. So that's a good thing, because what we're gonna do today is we're gonna study stocks that are already while the market is closed. We're gonna study stocks, not based on percentage change. We're not gonna use percentage change because market is closed. There's no activity. And so in my criteria, I have here that it says for live trading, pre-market, right, and market open, right? And if the market is open, right, we would focus on percentage change, right? Anything over 20% will be perfect, and then I have the rest of the criteria. I have the market cap, the price, I would check the if the price is above multiple days, multiple weeks, multiple months, multiple years. I'll check if if the stock has news, why the stock is going up. I'll also check the supply, which is the flow, right? And I'll check also the daily chart and see what's the history of the chart. Does it have is it a healthy chart, or does it has history of running? Has it ran before? So these are the kind of the criterias that I run through, and I'm reading them very fast because I want you guys, like I'm gonna show you guys little by little when I filter out these stocks so we could find them. Okay. And so Stuff Central say, you do options at all? I had two coworkers swear they made a lot of money from it, but they still working with me, so I'm a bit skeptical. So I don't do options. Options, it's a little risky. It's a 50-50 chance. And I mean, anybody in the market could tell you. Anybody who trades, it's a 50-50 chance. So if you know what you're doing, right, and charting, and you possibly know financials of the company, right? It could, I mean, if you're right, you could have good substantial money, because with option trading, it gives you the opportunity to invest in very huge stocks, right? Very expensive stocks. You could invest in Apple, Walmart. I mean, anything that you can imagine, you can invest in options at a very, very cheap price. Now, let's say you put $100, right? If you win, you probably win 8, 9, 10, 10 times that money. I mean, everything depends on what contract you pick, right? However, if you lose, right, you lose everything completely, the $100. So that's why that's why I say it's 50-50. You could win or you could lose everything. You could win a good amount of money. It's a high risk, a high, very high risk. And so if you know what you're doing, right, and you can start, if you study well the charts and you understand patterns of the candles and everything, then you shouldn't have no problem in trading options. But me, I'm very careful with my money, especially the money that I have to invest. And so Stuff Central say, oh, okay, okay, thank you, sir. My B on breakup. What do you mean? My mic, I think it is on breakup. Yeah, train of thought. Wait a minute. Breaking up your train of thought. I didn't get it, but I appreciate you commenting though. So yeah, like options is pretty much a 50-50 chance. So you could afford very, very expensive stocks with it, which is a good thing. That's the pro of it. And you could, if you win money, you could win a good substantial amount of money. Now, everything depends on the contract you pick. However, if you lose all the money you invested into that contract. Okay. So me, I'm more careful. And so I like to control the amount of money I'm investing. And if I'm investing quote unquote $100, right, it won't be an options. I will make a regular trade. It will be a limit order, right? And so I choose at what price I want to buy the stock, right? And it has to be cheap. I like to buy, you know, if it's 10,000 shares of one stock, or 100 shares per stock of a price of a stock, it has to be very cheap. I'm not gonna buy 100 shares or 1,000 or 10,000 shares of Apple or something like that. That's a lot of money. That's more than 100K. For stocks like that, very expensive. So me, I like to very, very small amount of money, you know, a couple $1,000, into the stock. And me, I like to pick little small moves. You know, me, I like to take around 5 to 10%, right, and get out. You know, and if I can make a trade per day, or I can make 2 trades per day, I won't make no more than 2 trades per day, because that's already over trading. You know, and so my losses, you have to come in the game knowing that if you lose, at least you lose small, and you have to be disciplined. You know, if you lose small, then you have opportunities to, whenever you win more than what you lose. You know, in terms of, you know, like, not the amount of, I'm not trying to say like the amount of times you win more than you lose. I'm saying the amount of money that you could win compared to the amount of time that you could lose. You know, I'm not sure if you guys could understand a little bit. You know, like, let's say adding the $100, right? Stuff Central said, bet I have heard of that before. Oh, okay. Okay. So you know, let's say, right, you invest $100, right? Stuff Central say, like, when a crypto is up, I take a bit of profit. Okay, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the key. You know, you buy low and sell high. You know, however, you could also do the opposite. You could short as well. And shorting, you're borrowing shares from a broker, right? And then at a low, when the price goes the opposite way, which is not, it's going down, right? Let's say it's going down a few ticks or something, and let's say you cover all those shares back, right? Whenever that money goes back to the broker, right? You paying back what you borrowed, but the difference between what you borrowed and what's left, that's your profit. So that's shorting, you know. And so there's two ways that I mean, there's plenty of ways you could trade in the market. It's not only one way, one road, of the wave to trade, anything like that, you know. So there's plenty of ways you could trade in the market. And the good thing is that there's many options. You know, you could trade low price, mid price, big you know price stocks. You know, you could trade crypto. I mean, there's different types of ways and different types of stocks and cryptos that you could trade. But I'm not gonna go too much out of subject. I'm gonna go ahead and concentrate in showing you guys how to find these. But you know, any other questions, you guys could go ahead and shoot the ball, and I'll answer as best as I can. So you know, me, I you know, just to summarize what I was talking about, like, you know, trading, I like to be careful with my money. I like to control when I buy, when I sell, where I buy, where I sell, and I take small profits. Well, I take whatever the market gives me, and I try to keep my losses very low, very low. You know, no more than, I don't like to take more per day, especially no more than 5%. Okay, so if the stock is going opposite way, I'm cutting it very fast. I don't care. I don't think about, oh, is it gonna turn around, and oh, let's wait till it turns around. No, that right there is a failing a plan. So you want to cut your losses very short, very short. And you know, your profit, you know, you have to tolerate a little bit to take some profit, and you have to have your stop losses and your goal at where you want to, take your profit. And so, get rich quick in this game. It's not, some people are lucky. Some people are lucky. They put 20, $30, $100, and they end up with a thousand, 5,000, 10,000 in one trade. That's lucky. Um, some people, but you have to learn. I would recommend you guys to learn, and just, instead of just throwing money in the air and expect to get rich. So, but enough of that. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and get back to the criteria. So I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna go through these really quick. On when we filter out the stocks today. And so this is need to focus on these the previous day. Well, this right here, when the I'm just not gonna put the previous day. This is gonna be when the market is closed. I'm gonna write this when the market is closed. So this criteria is almost the same. It's literally the same. The only thing I took off was the percentage change, because when the market is closed, like right now, there's no activity in the stock. There's no reason to look at the percentage change. Zero. And so this right here, crypto, right? This is gonna be our filter, right? Our criteria for the filter, right? And we're gonna go through that when we get to almost end the stream. And this is right here, Twitter and X, right? This is my tip for you guys. Some of you guys, a good majority doesn't know how to look for the stocks on the Twitter or the X, right? So what you do, you put the dollar sign, and right next to it, you put the ticker symbol of the stock of the company, right? And you could either press enter, right? And you're gonna see the most recent or the featured news of that stock. But if you want to check more specific dates, you can also put this little formula here, right? You put until, and you put the two dots here, and then you put the date. In this example, you put 2026, right? And you put the month, which is January, which is the first, and then right here you put today's date, which is 21, right? And then you press space, and then you put since with the two dots, the same year, right? Or whatever year you're looking for in the past. You put the month. In this case, we will put 2026, and then the month you put 1, and then you put the first day of the month, right? And quote unquote, just as an example. And then when you press enter, it's gonna show you the dates that you're wanting to see. It doesn't show you, you don't have to be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to try to get to the dates that you're looking at. So this is a pretty interesting, really good tip right here. And so let's go ahead and continue looking at the stocks. So today's stocks, let's go ahead and change that date right there. It's the 21st, 2026, and it's 6:53. So when you're starting off trading, the most important things to understand is the terms that I just mentioned a couple minutes ago. Those type of terms, or write them down, get definitions for it, try to understand each and one of them. Also, you want to go ahead and get like a spreadsheet and start analyzing every stock that you're looking at, right? It could be, you could use me as an example, right? My criteria. You could use my criteria and test it out and see, okay, well, wait a minute, let me see if this works. Okay, I'm gonna start looking stocks early in the morning when the market opens. Hernandez say, let's go, let's freaking go. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you, Hernandez. 2787. Hey, this is my buddy right here. If he wouldn't told me to start off streaming, I would have never you know tried it, because I was streaming back in the day on YouTube, but it was more gaming and stuff, and I would do it when I could. But I just, I felt motivated and compelled to do it, and I thank this guy for doing that. He say, Hernandez say, Papi, you are 9 follows away. Oh yes, I am. That's God, man. That's God. I it's been going very fast. Are you ready to start Premium Creator next month? Of course, for sure, man, for sure. That's what I'm waiting for. Once I hit that 100, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. And so let's go ahead and continue um and start off. I kind of forgot what I lost my train of thought for a minute, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and start off. Today is stocks, right? The 21st, 2026. Hernandez said you're killing it, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Let me know when you go live so I could show support over there and everything. And so this is Pacific time, right? 6:53. This is the West Coast, and so this is the stock that we had mentioned yesterday. The only stock that we had on watch, and we had said good price, good volume, low float, had news, overall chart not great, but has history of running, right? And stock closed strong, and plan will be for it to break out and wait for the bounce off support levels of 2024. And so Hernandez say happy for you, bro. I told you that you were gonna get there. Of course, yeah, no, man. It happened very fast. It blew up. Like when I woke up, I'm like, oh shoot, like I got like 15 followers or something. I'm like, oh my god, like it's happening very very fast. And so I'm glad that happened. It helped me a lot, to continue with this and showing everybody how to find stocks and everything. Uh, okay, not today. Tomorrow I will. Okay, cool. I'll be ready for that then. And so let's go ahead and continue. So let's go ahead and see that stock. So let's go ahead and turn to the. Did we turn already to the screen? Yes, we did. And so let's go ahead and see the stock. And so this platform right here is TradingView, right? And TradingView, um, you know, you could either sign up, right? It's free, right? You don't have to pay. However, this charting, right? Like the candles, they run but delayed, right? They're delayed. I don't know how many minutes, but they're delayed. So if you want to get the live feed of it, you have to pay a subscription. And so I would recommend, you guys to either get a others software that you may find, or get with them. However you feel, whatever works for you. At the end of the day, it's your decision where you wanna see the charting, right? And so I'm using this charting platform as an example. I trade mostly on Webull, and I do all my analysis on Webull. But for you guys, since you guys are starting and you guys are most likely, not the majority, but some of you guys don't have the funds to invest in software, then you guys could come here and do your analysis and everything like that and study. And so we're gonna go ahead and check Akan, right? And so this platform is called TradingView, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it. And so as you can see here, today um it failed to break out, right? Yesterday it seemed like it wanted to break out, but pre-market it just failed. We say volume needs to show up for this move to happen, and so today no volume showed up. You had 1 million volume for the entirety of the intraday, right? For the rest of the day. And so compared to the average was 2 million volume, and so the float was 2 million. So it had less than the average and had less than the supply, right? And so the name of the game is supply and demand. The more demand versus the less supply, the company has to push the price up to meet the demand. Okay, so once the demand take advantages of that, then the funds that the company gets, the extra money that they get, they can either invest in more supply, in more products and everything, and more development for the company. And then eventually, hopefully there will be more supply than the demand, right? And so when there's no more supply, well, no more demand, then they have to push down the price to attract buyers, to attract more demand, until the demand is more than the supply in order to push the price back up. So that's kind of the cycle of the supply and demand. So it's very important to understand this when you're trading. When you're studying business and everything, you will have to understand supply and demand. So um so that's kind of the little summary right there. And so this failed, no activity, zero, and so this one is going to get off the list, right? And so this is what we do, we analyze stocks. And so let's go ahead and put the date today, right? And at what time we are scanning for stocks, which is 7 o'clock already. This is Pacific time, 7:01. And so let's go ahead and scan for new stocks, right? And so now we get into the meats and potatoes. So this is the platform that I use, right? Not well, I like to use Webull has everything. Webull has everything. I mean, the scanners are everything is built into the software. But for you guys, I'm using something very simple like Finviz. There's Yahoo Finance, there's Google. I mean, there's other links out there. On my Discord, guys, I have links for different websites that you could scan stocks as well. So this is not the one the end all be all of scanners. So just to give you heads up, but this is very simple website. You could even check the news here. There's the companies, you could check the companies and the news and some financials and stuff like that. But any other extra resource, guys, you're gonna find it on my Discord. So you're not obligated to join, but you could get in and grab what you need, and that's pretty much the help that you guys can get from me, as well as that not only for stocks but for crypto as well. And so this platform, it has two different ways that you could get into it, which is the same. It's almost the same as trading view. It does not have a chart. Well, it does show you part of a charting system, but in order to get the live feedback of the screeners, you have to subscribe to them. So it's almost that in terms of the subscriptions and everything, it's almost the same as a trading view. It's free for the entirety of the video, but if you wanted to get the live feed, to catch the stocks as they run, very fast, then you have to get the live feed of it. So, but let's go ahead and move on, because I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But this is Finviz, and this is how we use the platform. So we go ahead and go to screener, right? And so right here, we don't want to go ahead and check 542 pages of stock, right? So right here is what we see is very, very little options here to filter out the stocks. And so what we do, we press here this tab right here where it says all. We press that, and now we have a lot of options here. Okay, guys. So the next thing that we want to do is go through our criteria. What our criteria says up top, for the market close, right? We want to check the stock price, right? The price is right here in the first column, and I like to check anything from $1 to $20, right? That's my personal preference. That's what works for me. The next one is market cap, right? Market cap, it does not have to be in order. You could search all these criterias however you want, whatever works for you to get to filter out very fast. This is how I do it. And so market cap, you will be checking market cap as well, which is the total market, total company value. And so there's many options here. You got you got from 200 billion and more all the way to the micro caps from 300 million and under. So me, I like to check really small, the smallest there is, which is micro caps, anything under 300 million, right? And so if you hover your mouse over to the third column here, you see right here under on relative volume, right? Relative volume, it says here ratio of current volume compared to 3 months average, adjusted intraday. So what this says, it gets a ratio between the current volume that is running, that the stock is running, right, versus the average of a volume that the stock have over a period of time. In this case, it's 3 months. Okay, and so that's pretty much it. I like to check anything over 5 ratio, right? You could check over 3 and get more information, but 5 is good for me, right? And then the next thing I want to do is hover my mouse over to one more column here, and I want to check the industry. The industry, I only want to check on stocks only. I don't want to check ETFs. I don't want to check any other different type of industries. Only stocks, right? And so also I want to focus on the performance. I only want to see stocks that are running. Okay, guys. And so I press here today up, right? And it's going to show me stocks that are running today, or that had ran a couple minutes ago, a couple hours ago. And so also I want to focus on the current volume, right? The current volume, it says here number of shares traded today. So this right here, the volume, is quote unquote the demand of the stock. Okay, the more the demand versus the supply, which is the float, which we're gonna talk about in a few minutes right now. That's how you see. And I already went through the supply and demand. I already summarized those two, and so that's kind of what it's very important to filter out as well. So Hernandez say bye. Hopefully you get those 9 tonight. I posted on X, repost here, and also reposted on Pickaxe. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't know you could repost other people's stuff on Pickaxe. I will start doing that as well. That's good to know. I didn't know. So that's good. I appreciate it for posting and everything. So anybody who's watching the stream, don't forget to, hit the like, the share, and the follow as well. That will help me a lot, and it will help me get to 100. And don't forget to also show support to Hernandez 2787. Really, really good streamer as well. Very good content creator. He also have a chef channel. Check that out. Check all his he has his links all in his description. So take a look at that as well on Discord. And so he not only do Discord, he does a lot of stuff. I mean, TikTok, Twitch, Kick. I mean, he's everywhere. So don't forget to show support over there as well. And so let's go ahead and continue. Current volume here is the demand of the stock. And so I like to focus anything over 1 million, right? And so I've seen some people, right, talk about some stocks, and the pattern seems to look okay, but the problem is the volume. There's no demand, and so a chart could look very beautiful, very neat, but if there's no no volume, no demand, then you're gonna get stuck in the stock. You could get in there easy, but you could but trying to get out of the stock when there's no activity in the stock, that right there is bad news. Hernandez say, for your friendship and support, bro. Oh, $10. Oh, thank you so much, Hernandez. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I hope God could give it to you back in blessings. And so thank you for the support. Yeah, and anybody who wants to show support as well, sending out donations, I would appreciate it as well. I'm not asking for it, but I would appreciate it very much. And so let's go ahead and continue. Gracias, papi. Ya tú sabes, esto a la orden. And so in this channel also we speak Spanish, and we focus on on helping each other out. This community is awesome. And so, yeah, Ananda says, thanks, brother. Yeah, there is a arrow symbol on Pixax. That is the repost. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Oh, good to know now. Yeah. So guys, whoever's watching that's new as well, don't forget to sign up with Pickaxe, guys. Pickaxe is the new Twitter. I mean, it's free speech website, right? And that right there is gonna help you, you know, speak anything. I mean, it's free speech at the end of the day. You don't have to have limitations. It's good to be respectful, and not cause a scene or anything like that, but it's a free speech website, and it's very dedicated for content creators, for anybody. And so it's a new platform, and so go ahead and show support over there, and sign up, and follow not only me, Hernandez, and the creators of the platform. And so let's help these people grow. And so if you could share it on X platform, that would be great as well. It will get the word out there. And so Hernandez say, amen, amen, bro. De nada, hermano, just giving love back. Uh the next month is coming out for everyone. Pickaxe. Oh, nice. Awesome. The app. Oh, nice, nice. Good to know. Good to know. I will be ready to download that. I'm ready. And so that will be easy for me to post stuff on the go too with the phone. So that would be good to know. And so guys, take advantage of that. Take advantage. I'm gonna try to spread the word to other content creators. And so I have a little work to do today. So but yeah, don't forget to show support at my guy Hernandez 2787, guys. And so the float here, right, is the supply of the stock, right? It says here the number of shares for public trading, right, does not include shares held by insiders, right? So float, it gets the company releases shares that are open for the public to trade, right? It's not the shares that the owner owns, right? It's not the shares that the employee owns, right? Those are separate, right? When let's put for an example Walmart, right? You work at Walmart, right? And you start working. Me when I for my example, I was for many years. I worked for Walmart. I was a manager for Walmart for many years, and I had shares of Walmart. I was dumb enough not to sell some of it, but I can't sell it because there's rules, against that. You cannot do that. And so Hernandez say, I am lucky that I got selected for early access to it. Oh, hey. Right win. Hey, thank you for showing up and showing support. I appreciate you guys. Also, Right Win is another content creator. Go ahead and show support on Right Win's content. He has a lot of good content as well. Right Win, hit up homie. Hurry. Okay. Hey, Raven say, hey Hernandez, hanging in there. How about you? Okay, cool. So you guys are having a conversation. So let's go ahead and continue. So float. I like to pick anything not over, under 10 million, right? And so the float, just like going back, right? There are shares released from the company that are free and open to trade in the public market. Okay, so any of those shares, and you have outstanding shares, which means that the stock owns it shows only the majority of the shares that the company owns versus the float. And so um when there's a lot of volume, right, more than the float, then then you can look at that in the supply and demand things, which I already talked about it. I already talked about supply and demand, so you guys could look at it in a couple more minutes behind, you know, a couple minutes before. So let's go ahead and continue finding these. And so this is pretty much it, guys. Like, this is very simple filter. You got micro caps that I checked, right? You got the price, you got the relative value, you have the industry that we want to check, right? And you have today up, right, on performance. You have the current volume over a million, right? Why we want to pick over a million? We don't want to get stuck in this in the stock. Anything trading under a million for the entirety of the day, that right there is not an active stock. And so we're gonna have a lot of problem trying to get in and get out. And so that's why we want to pick anything over 1 million traded shares. And so float under 10 million, just like I said. And so we get here one page compared to the 400 and something pages that we looked at a couple minutes ago, right? And so over here it shows us 16 stocks to check, right? And so sometimes we could see 5 stocks for that scan, right? Sometimes you'll see 3 stocks. That means the stock market is not as hot right now, you know. And so, you know, that's important to know as well. You know, this will give you that will let you know that the market is running normal, you know. And so me, I don't like to see all this noise here, you know. Company name, sector, industry, country, market cap, even the P ratio. Like, all this is junk here that I don't want to see. I do not care about it. It's not gonna change anything about my trade. Okay, so stay humble. I'll come back to you. Hernandez say, great, bro. I see is being pressing attention to my advice. Stay humble and support other, and everything will come back to you. That's awesome advice. And so to take these off, you go to custom, right? And so right when you go to custom, you hit the number right here. We don't want to see these right here. This is gonna be on the way, right? You could leave it there for order, but you don't have to have it there. Me, I don't like to have it there. I take the company off, the sector, the industry, the country, the market cap, and the P ratio. And market cap, I take it off because I no longer need it. I only needed it when I had to filter out for the stocks. But now that I have them, I no longer need to see it. Okay, guys? So also, I don't want to see the percentage change, because look right now. No, there's no the market is closed and there's no flow of the stock right now. The stock is not moving. And so we no longer focus on this. Okay. And so I take that off. And then the only things I'm gonna go ahead and add is the relative volume, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the shares float. Okay, guys. Hernandez say, people watching, please hit that follow, repost, and like button. Let's help my bro get to 100 followers tonight, so he can apply to the premium creator program. Thank you so much, Hernandez. I appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow. That will help me get there. Don't forget. Don't forget, guys. And so let's go ahead and filter out more. And so right here, we like to sort out volume, right, from high to low, right? And so right here, as we can see, now we can see more clearly what are the stocks that move the most versus, you know, anything under that doesn't have a lot of activity, right? And so in this case, we only have right now to watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna look at 6 stocks only, okay? Because these are okay to analyze, but we're gonna spend a lot of time if we analyze every single one of them. Some of them might have opportunity, some of them don't, you know, because they're anything lower than these numbers right here, that's not a lot of activity. You know, we want to see a lots of activity. You know, and so and there's another thing, right? We had said we want to see the supply, right, lower than 10 million, right? So what is my rule of thumb? Since I want to see more demand than the supply, and the max that I would want to see of the float is 10 million, then I would want to see anything over 10 of value. Because if just in case I see a stock that it's like this over here, it says 8.9 million, I would want it to be at least double, which is 16 million, right? And so right now, as you can see, you have 1 million of shares traded compared to 8 million supply of float. There's more supply than the demand here. So that this is already out of the list, discounted because of that reason. Same thing with this one. Look, it had 3 million supply versus 1 million demand. More supply than demand. And so that one get discounted. So all these get discounted, but this bottom one right here, Uoka. And so Uoka, I see a little bit of the chart. It did, I mean, it had a hard time holding the highs. So, I'm not gonna go ahead and look at it. I will spend a little bit more time. And so it's the one with the less activity out of all of these. So I'm not gonna focus on none of these. Um, GTCK also doesn't have much activity. Um, this one had a gap up, LSTA. However, I mean, it was a couple cents, not much, and it eventually has to fill the gap. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I won't pay attention to that one either. I've traded this one before, MLEC, years ago. Years ago, I've traded it. Um, and so, you know, it doesn't look right now. It doesn't look that interesting because look at a couple days ago. I mean, it had a like a $4 or $5. Well, it says here then from four, it went from 4 to 12. That's incredible, and it was less than that. Um, we could analyze that one, check it out really quick. But I will spend a lot more time on all these, and it's gonna turn into a 3-hour video, so I don't want to spend too much time in that. So we're gonna have to, unfortunately, skip it. And so feed is another one with not much activity. I mean, it's been only like a couple cents only moves that I see here in the preview chart. Of FRGT also have the same problem. So Rywin said, I just got you guys on pickaxe. I'm gonna start being more proactive with it. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and follow you right now and get that situated. So Rywin, oh, I already follow you. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the day that I talked to you about the pickaxe, Rywin, that's when I found you and followed you. So you got my follow. And yeah, man, anything that you post, I'll do my best to look at it and everything and show support, so your viewer could count. And so hold on a second, guys. I need a little break. I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break really quick, or 10 minutes. So bear with me. I'll be just right back. We hit the like goal as well. I see here 6 likes. Thank you so much, guys, for showing support. That's kind of what I ask every time. Support on the likes and everything. And I don't ask for much. Only more than 2 likes. So um Hernandez said, yes, bro, use it. It will become bigger starting next month, since app is coming out. Awesome. So let me go ahead and take a little break. I'll be just right back, guys. Okay. So let me put the back. Alrighty, guys. I'm back. Okay, guys. So where we were, on the chat, we say, Raywin say, "Oh yeah, you got me last night. I just got you guys. I appreciate it, Raywin, for showing up. And yes, we have you on pickaxe, and yeah, man, that thing is growing very fast, and hopefully it could be a competitor with X and other platforms as well. It's dedicated free speech. It's more dedicated to towards that. Helping people. Not get canceled and everything. So that right there is very important. So um do you think, brother, I got you up? And so Hernandez say, all right, bro, see you in a minute. Red Sixer fan, all music, AI music. Is it that's how you say it? AI music? Okay. Thank you for showing up, showing support. Thank you so much. Uh I'm gonna look into your content once this stream ends. I want to see more of your stuff because I think you have some interesting stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and do really quick a search of your stuff really quick. I do like the UI on the pickaxe, right when say. It's nice. Oh yes, it is. It's very nice. Right when say I hate X. Yeah, it's just X is also a free platform, quote unquote, but still have some limitations on what you could say, what you cannot say, and you could get shadow ban as well if you're hitting live streams over there and everything. Uh, that's kind of I gave you the def. I kind of summarized it right there, Red Sixer fan. Let me see really quick. Bear with me for a second. I'm about to start off with the stream as well. Oh yeah, you got some good stuff over here. Building farms and stuff like that. That's awesome. Yeah, like me when I'm playing stuff like this, I get so involved that you know I, I will be hours stuck on my phone, or if I'm in the computer, and I get very stuck on playing farm building and everything like that. But it's very good, very very good. I like that. I'm gonna support more on that as well, and share some of your content as well on X. So let's go ahead and continue. So um this is where we were. Let's see if you guys could see the stocks list. Okay, so this is the list that we made, right, for the criteria of the stocks. So how can we dumb it down more? So already explained, the reasons why all these under 10 million don't qualify, right? So we're gonna go ahead and look at the biggest one first, all the way to the 48. So it's 6 stocks that we're gonna go ahead and analyze, right? So based on market cap, right? Volume, based on the float, based on the price, the relative volume, based on the price as well. I don't know if you mentioned that. All these things are very key to finding stocks. Very key, especially these type of stocks that I'm looking at. Low, very low price, very affordable. You could start off with $1,000 account to start learning. You can even start at 500. You won't get much profit. But That will get your feet wet trading, and you can start learning these things. But before you start trading anything, I mean, I would recommend you guys to do more research. Try to learn what's the volume, learn what's the float, learn what's what tinker symbol means, all these things, all these basic things. Learn it, of uh what is this price? Is it just the price of the stock, or is it price of shares of the stock? What are shares, or how can you buy shares? Stuff like that. If you guys also have questions on how to buy and sell shares of a stock, or how can you come up with money to afford a share of a stock, that is also a good question as well. I won't jump into it right now because I have, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the stocks, but you guys can also ask if you have any questions. So let's go ahead and check that really quick. So NAM is our first one, NAMM. So let's check that right really quick. NAMM, I guess it is. NAMM. Yep. And so the name is irrelevant. We don't care about the name. We don't, this is technical analysis, what I'm doing. I don't do fundamental analysis. I don't check the financials and everything. I already know, by the years I've been doing this, I already know that overall, this stock is a failing stock. It's no good overall. So to make long-term investments, this is not the stock to trade. This is no stock to play around with. Okay. The only thing I want to focus is this stuff like this. Have it ran before. Have it made big runs like this before. It had, it ran for 4 days like this, right? 4 days, a couple dollars. Over here, it did a big gap up, right? And it ran, you know, and it had another 4 days a couple months ago, last year for a couple days. Stuff like that will give me peace to know that this had ran before. Now, if the stock completely was red, there was no green, then I will be worried about it. But in this case, it's normal. It's normal to see this. For the stocks that I'm trading, this is no long term. This is no buy and hold for weeks, for months, for years. This is no joke. You lose your money very fast. So this is very short term. And so let's go ahead and this is the daily chart, right? And so this right here, a green candle. This is considered a first green day, and it's literally a first green, like it's the first green day out of all these days compared. You see, because you can see a green day here, but it's not as strong as this one. So this one is a first green day, right? And I like to trade first green days, even second green days, third green days. If the chart looks good, then I'll look at it, but no more than that. When it's like, when you see a bunch of green candles together, that right there is too extended. It's squeezing up too high, and most likely it has to pull back, because it has to have some type of consolidation, pullback. you know it needs to either consolidate, or it needs to pull back and recess a little bit. So that's kind of what I could say about it on the daily chart. But we could see that we could see, I mean, it has a couple earnings, but this is more fundamental analysis. We don't worry about the earnings, only the technical. So let's go ahead and go to a lot. Let's zoom in, right, and see this stock at a smaller time frame, right? And so as we zoom in, we could see here, right, this right here. Anybody new watching this stream, that you see this color versus this type of data right here? This right here, this blue line, is when the session of the pre-market started, right, or ended. So after that blue line that you see on the screen, let me see if you guys can see it clearly. Yes, you can. And so right after that is when the pre-market session opens, right? It opens around 4 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then it ends at 9:30, 9:30 a.m. Okay, Eastern time. And so that's the New York Stock Exchange hours. And so that's pre-market, right? You could trade pre-market. However, the exchanges, some of the exchanges are not open. The brokerages, that's what I meant to say. Like the brokerages, some brokerages are not open, so they don't. So some people might have put pending orders here, right? And they don't get pushed through until some of them open at 8 o'clock, right? 8, or in the entirety of them open at 9:30. Okay, guys. So if you have a really small company that you're trading at, and they're not open, and you have a pending order, most likely your pending order is gonna push through at the market open. Okay, guys. And so this right here, these I call it candlesticks. I mean, everybody calls it candlesticks because this is what they are. This is what they were defined by. These are Japanese candlesticks. Okay. And so in this period of time, all these green candles are buyers that control the price up, right? And then the red is when the sellers control the price at that period of time. Okay, had total control between these 10. This is a 5-minute time frame. So between 10 minutes, the sellers had total control, right? And you can see this data as it developed, right? And it only develops when it shows up on the tape, right? So many of you guys have heard me before on the stream, right? And I've said tape, right? And most of you guys must say, what the hell he's talking about? What is a tape, right? And a tape is this box, right? That is in your trading platform. It has to be in majority of trading platforms, right? And it's when you buy or sell stocks, right? The transaction shows up on that box, right? It shows up, how many shares you bought or sell. For some people, it's most likely an anonymous. You can't see exactly who did it, but it'll show you exactly how many shares were bought or sold, and that goes down, as more people buy or sell. So that right there is defined as a tape, right? Some people have also Conrithi. Conrithi says Japanese man. Oh, Japanese candlestick. Yeah. And so of course. And so thanks for the follow, Conrithi. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to hit the like and the share as well. I appreciate it very much. We're trying to get to 100 so we could get into the premium creators program, and help you guys more with more of this good content. Just in case if you just passing by new right now, what we're doing here is showing you how to find low price stocks, right, in the market. And so these are micro cap stocks. They're not expensive, they're cheap to buy. With a couple $1,000s, you could go ahead and invest, not invest, but like, make short-term trades and capitalize and take a little bit of profit in these stocks over here. So let's go ahead and continue doing this. And so let's go ahead back to the stocks, and these are Japanese candlesticks, like Conrithi said. And so this red line right here is called a VWAP, right? And so this is this is an average, right, that they use, right, to compare volume and price over a period of time, right? There's many people out there that will define it way more better than I do, but I use this as a guide, right? I don't use it as a decision maker, right? Based on this line, I don't make decisions. I only look at where the price is more where the buyers or sellers are more interested in this stock, and so if the stock price is under the VWAP, there's not, people are no longer interested in this stock. Okay. And if it's above it, that's when the price is there's activity, buyers are more active, they're buying the stock, and that's kind of what you want to see if you're longing, and so if you're a long trader, that's another term, long, when you like buying, right? Buying low and selling high, and versus a short trader, right? Which is borrowing shares from the broker, right? And you're taking those shares from a higher price, right? When the price goes down, then you go ahead and cover up shares, and with that money that it goes back to the broker, the difference between that's your profit right there. So that's kind of the little summary of shorting. But there's plenty of people out there that will say it way eloquent than I do. But that's kind of the little summary. Conrithy say, yes, we have a lot of Azeroth adventures together. Awesome, awesome. And so right here, this is the flow of the market. So just like I said about the tape and everything, if the transactions don't show up on the tape, it will never show up on the chart. Okay, so it's very important to see the transactions on the tape. So when you're trading, you're supposed to have the tape, right? You're supposed to have some level, some type of software that could give you either level 2, level 3, and level 4, right? These are things that you guys have like a homework for. I mean, I won't get too much in detail with it. It's pretty much showing you where the pending orders are at that period of time of buyers and sellers, where the sellers and the buyers and sellers are stacked up, and you could determine where where the wall of sellers pushing the price down, holding the price down, and where the buyers are holding the price up, and you know that's kind of how you determine. I would recommend you guys to go to Fausto Puglisi on YouTube. This guy has been trading for way more longer than I have, and trust me, I'm not promoting his stuff, but I would recommend him because he would explain way good how to understand what level 2 is, what level 3, and what is the benefit of having level 3 and level 4. Okay, guys, so that right there is a homework for you guys. Fausto Puglisi, that's his name. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. So this stock right here had a run, right? And so the first thing I want to see is, why did it run, right? Why did it run? Right now the volume is 166 million, which is awesome. You could get in, get out very fast, right? It's over a million, right? It's way more than the average, which is great. That's how you determine the relative value, right? And so and to get the ratio, right, you divide the volume, the current volume versus the average, right? In this case is over 30 days, it shows here, which is a month. And you divide that by the $5 million shares right here of the average, and that will give you the ratio. But it's already doing the homework for you. You don't have to do it while you're trading, because it will be more time you're taking off the trading period that you need to trade on. But looking at this is very important. Also the flow, it's very low flow compared to the volume, to the demand, of the stock. We're very, very high, and to see also float rotation, right? Flow rotation is very important to know. You could divide the volume, right, by the shares of float, and it will give you the amount of times the flow has rotated. Yeah, pretty much the flow has rotated, and so has been rotated. And so that's very important to know, to see if this stock has good opportunity to ascend. And so that's kind of the little tips right there that I could, the little terms that I could give you guys. And so now we want to know why it went up, right? And so sometimes on these platforms, right, you can see the news. At this moment, it says December 19, Namib Minerals to restart bailed a Zimbabwe gold mine in February. So, it's a little bit of news. It's not too outstanding news, but if you want to see more, if today there was some more news, you could check either through Finviz, or you could check in other platforms like X, and you will also see some type of news. Right now, we don't see much news here live. The only one that shows up here is this one right here. So this is okay news, not too outstanding. We would love to see like a contract news. I mean, they got it, or a big investor invested in the company, or some earnings news happened, whether it was positive or negative. At least if it had earnings, that's good news for us because it's gonna hype the stock, And so, also there's sometimes no news, right? And it ran like this, and most likely it's because on social media people are hyping it up, you know they're hyping it up, and stuff like that. And there's always a reason why these stocks don't move like this, just because there's always a reason why they're moving. Okay. And so the next thing I'm looking at, right, the next thing I will look at, right, I would mark the high of day for pre-market, the pre-market high day, right? If I don't see no confirmation pullback like this right now, like this is a confirmation pullback, two red candles together or more, and I'll hit the high spot between several candles right here around it, right? I would want to see like a triangle, a really open triangle that I could see the top on, and that right there will be my resistance level at first. That will be if I'm watching it from this point of view right here. Okay, guys. And so the next thing I would want to see is a breakout confirmation, right? You see this one right here is a breakout confirmation, which a green candle closes above the breakout level, right? However, you would get on the next candle, and then your stop loss, which is the amount of money, the amount of percentage that you're tolerating to lose, is 5%. So right there around that area, I would have got out for a loss, but that's okay, because right after that, I can mark this line and see if there's more opportunities in this stock, if there's still volume trading, right? And all these criterias are in play. And so as you can see, there's another confirmation pull breakout, right? And I would have got in here for a little profit right there. That right there hit my goal, 7%, and I would have got out there for a profit. Now, some people might have traded like this, right? They might have waited, right, for the breakout and wait for a pullback and bounce off these levels of support, because these levels, their resistance, right? Once the price can no longer go up, right? They make a resistance level, right? This is a resistance level. As price breaks up, as we call it breakout, right? So as price break out this level of resistance, this level becomes a support line. Okay, and so the support line, it becomes stronger when it gets tested several times. Okay, in this case, it got tested like 2-3 times, right? In smaller time frames, it probably been more, but in the 5 minute, it was tested 3 times. And so right here, you could have bought. Let me take this thing off so you guys could see clearly. So right here, once it went down, right, it tested this price right here. Now, just like I said, guys, I don't buy bounces when the confirmation green candle is not shadowing the previous red candle, right? So this right here, I would have waited until I could see another bounce off of the support line, and then I could see a green candle hovering, shadowing one or two red candles. So in this case, we have these two green candles, or you could say one candle hovering two right here. And so right here, I would have gotten right here, and my profit would have been 5 to 10%. It went up to 23%. And so in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, in 20 minutes, you could have got 23%, right? Which is very hard for some of this company. Oh wow, Doc Macpherson rated the stream. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it very much. I hope you had a great stream. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it very much. If you guys could hit the share and the like, I would appreciate it very much. I think we already hit the goal for the likes, so that's pretty awesome. Now we have like 8 more to go for the follows, and we hit the 100 finally. Finally, we get to 100. And trust me, guys, like I'm so shocked. You know why? Because I started streaming only 1 month and a half. I think it was a month and a half, almost 2 months, and I'm already at 100 followers. That's incredible, incredible. You know, and for some content creators, it might not be much, but for me, man, it's like gold. Um, Doc Mackerson say, "Hey, in chat, smash the live button, or the like button." Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, appreciate it very much. Thank you, Doc Macker. How you say it, Doc? I'm just gonna say Doc Mafferson. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much for the support. And so let's go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and continue with this really quick. And so right there, you know, 23%, guys. What can you do with 23%? Now, if you're investing very short amount of money, it might not seem like a lot, but when you add it up every single day for 5 days, because the market is open for the stock market, it opens 5 days only, you know, from Monday to Friday, unless there's some type of holiday, right? And also you have you know, the month, right? So you're trading throughout the whole year, 120 something days, right? Out of, or 124 days or something like that, for the entirety of the year. So if you calculate 23%, right, times the 120 something days, right, of the year, for the entirety of the year, that right there is a big, huge amount of percentages. It could be 100 for you, depending how many times you trade in the day or the month, or it could be 10,000, 20,000 percent, you know. And so that right there is how you grow your account substantially, compared to these big, huge companies that, first of all, they're expensive, and second, they take a long, long time for your return of investment. You know, take a long time to get 23%. Let's say for Home Depot or something like that. You know, I haven't checked these stocks in a while, but these companies, they don't fluctuate. In order to get 23%, it'll be years for it to get to that point. Okay. And so me, I like to wait. I don't like to wait. I'm very impatient, and I'm like the guy in the commercial that say, "I need my money now." that that's me right there. I need my money now. Like, where is it? You know. So that's how I see the market. You know. And so that doesn't mean you have to go ahead and be desperate. Okay, guys. I mean, this is not that's not the part of the game. You know, you have to be patient for some things, but impatient for others in a professional manner. Okay, guys. And so Conrithy say 91 subs only, 9 more. Yes, yeah, almost there. And so we're getting there, guys. He's at 92 now. Right when say yes, yes, yes. Almost there, almost there. Probably today or tomorrow we could hit that mark. So going back to the stock, I mean, 23%, that's awesome. You know, some people might have hold it, right? Might have hold it all the way to the top, right? Some people are tolerant to that. And the only way you would have a tolerance to this if you could understand level 2 and level 3 and level 4, because you would understand, right? Just by seeing that software, you will see where the buyers are, where the sellers are stacked up on the top with their pending orders. And not only 100 shares, or not only 5,000 shares, you will see 10,000, 100,000. I mean, huge amount of shares standing on pending order at a specific price. And that right there is very hard to move, unless unless there's a buyer that has huge amount of money and they still see this price of the stock at a good price. That's the only way they could chip those pending orders. But in most cases, it has a hard time doing that, especially for these small little stocks, because nobody's gonna want to invest a huge amount of money on these stocks where they're very volatile, very risky. um you know they shouldn't be trusted. Only for a short period of time you should take advantage of these. And so, um what can I say? I mean, some people have tolerance to hold it to there, but that's most likely knowing the looking at the level 3, the level 2, and the level 4. Just by looking at that, you could tolerate a little bit holding the price, just based on that, on what I just told you. The same thing goes for the opposite, right? If the let's say this pulling back, right? Let's say you see the pullback, and somewhere around this price on level 3, right, you see a big amount of buyers that put a lot of money on this price, right? And the order is pending, and the price hasn't hit that point yet. But as soon as it hit that point, they couldn't chip those buyers up, and those orders got hit, and the price just bounced back up, right? So some people could have got it off the bounce of VWAP, right? And they would have took profit around these highs, or depending on where they see the next line of sellers holding the price up. Now, this is a little bit advanced. I know it's for some of you new guys, it's a lot of information, and you're like, oh shoot, like I don't understand. What is this? What is that? So little by little, the what I don't want to do is complicate more than what you're trying to understand. The point of this stream is to show you how to find these. And so just a few minutes ago, I did a filter, right? I show you guys how to find them, right? With these filters. Let me show you guys, if you guys could see it. These are the filters right here. Micro cap under 300 million, right? Price from 1 to 20. Relative volume, the ratio is 5 and above, right? We only want to see stocks. I only want to see in performance that stocks are going up. The current volume has to be over 1 million to have access to the stock more easily. And the supply, which is the float, we want to see it at under 10 million, right? And that right there will give you the stocks that have a possibility to grow, to go up in value. Now, this is the market close. The way to find these live, you have to understand these right here, right? And you have to look at the percentage change when the market is open. So let's say you got up, right, at pre-market, right? It's early in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, right? And you're studying stocks, and you're looking at the screener, whatever screener you're using, and you see stocks on the top gainers list, right? That's another main thing to know, the top gainers list. And on the top gainers list, you see stocks are some of the stocks are over 20%, which is what my criteria likes. I like looking at, And so once you start looking at the stocks that are above 20%, then you go to the next things of the criteria. You start looking at the price. Is it a good price, right? Is it between 1 and 20? Then you start looking at the volume. Oh, wow, it has tremendous volume. Let me see if it's above the average volume. Okay, yes, it is above the average volume. Okay, let's check the supply and the demand. Does it has more demand than the supply? That's what we're looking for. more demand than the supply. um if the float is very, if the supply is low, which is the float, is it a low float, is it, if it's under 10 million. And so once you do that, then you check why this thing is running right now. Does it has any news, right? And so you're looking at the news and checking what type of news is it. Is it a very significant news? Is it a earnings news? Is it a contract news? I mean, those type of things you will learn it over time. And all this that I mentioned, you guys, it only takes, after you know what you're doing, it only takes 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you could start making your list. You could pick the two favorite stocks that you like, right, to trade, and then you wait for it, and then you start planning how to get in the stock and how to exit. If it in and you put your stop losses too. You could either put a physical stop loss or you could put a mental stop loss. Me, I like to put mental stop loss, because with the physical stop loss, like let's say you put a stop loss order, sometimes it will pass through though that stop loss order, and it won't hit. It won't start your and you start losing money, depending if you get in on a market order. And so those are things very important to know. It will be recommended. Well, I cannot give you like financial advice on how to buy, how to sell, and stuff like that, because uh I'm protecting myself legally. So also on my description I have a disclaimer explaining why I don't give financial advice and stuff like that. This is more helping you how to find stocks, and I'm just doing this just educational purposes. Okay. But just going back to the trade, these key things, once you know your plan of entry and exit, then you can start making the trade. It only takes like 5-10 minutes to put all this together, right? And let's say 15-20 minutes, depending how much you have to wait on your plan to get hit, your goal to get hit, and that's it. You're done in 15-20 minutes. Sometimes it takes an hour, depending the flow of the stock. And that's pretty much it, guys. You don't have to spend all day on the monitor trying to find stocks. As long as you concentrate on 1 or 2 stocks per day and get, you know 5 to 20%, of your return of your investment, and that's pretty much it. And if you could consistently do that every day over a period of months or years, then that's when you start making success with the stock market. And you could start off as low as 500, 1,000. It's not bad. I have started with way less than that back in the day when I started. you know um and you could get your feet wet. Once you start learning all this, you could get your feet wet and start off, and you could start trading very small, right? And see if your strategy works, right? And all your criteria works. And so it's always good to make a spreadsheet, right? Do a spreadsheet and write all everything that you're doing, right? The stock that you're analyzing, what your stock did, and all that. I mean, that's a different subject, but it's always good to have a, a spreadsheet, and or write your watch list to a document, just like I'm doing over here. You can see the document, and I write here the stocks and everything like that. So um now I just noticed that we have 8 likes. I appreciate you guys for liking the stream. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot. Thank you so much for showing support. And so, yeah, guys, all that you're watching here is 10 plus years worth of study, the sweat and tears that I put into learning how to trade and understand how to find these stocks. So, I mean, it's valuable for you guys. Whatever you're watching, guys, very valuable. And a lot of traders out there, a lot of people that share content on stocks, they won't spend time showing you guys this. Okay, they will only tell you little things. Oh, what they did, what is their success. But they don't teach you the whole picture Okay, so this is kind of my gift to you guys, is to show you guys how to find them and cut, and quote unquote, cut the BS, and show you guys the real deal, and show you guys that you guys could make really substantial amount of money in a very short period of time. And that's pretty much my in Puerto Rico, in where I come from in Puerto Rico, we call it this. That's my lema. Ese es mi lema. And so that's my quote. And so very important to know how to study these before you trade them. Okay. To hit the buy and sell button is very easy, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's a plan for disaster. Okay. So let's get back to the stocks. We're gonna do this really quick because it's already getting late. So NAMM, we already checked this one. Let me go back to the chart. So I mean, you could have got this at the breakout. You could have waited for the bounce off the support level, right? You could have waited for another breakout and get on the breakout again. Waited for another pullback and bounce off the VWAP. So you could have caught it either way. You could have made profit either way with this guy. So this was a good one, and it closed strong. And right now, guess what? It's hovering over the VWAP, which is a good deal. Okay. So tomorrow we might see a test of higher day. That's if volume picks up, right? If volume continues to run, right? If the volume is still above the average, and if it's above the float, then it's still in play. Okay. And so the you can mark here, where are the right here, we're gonna mark some support levels here, right? And we want to look at a triangle, a clear triangle on the move. Okay, so this right here, it looks like a triangle right there, right? And I would want to see a pullback, a confirmation pullback, which is 2 red candles together or more. Okay, and so that right there will give me, that will be a small support level right there, since it got broken. Once it got broken, it became, this resistance level became support. Okay, another one that looks like a triangle. This one looks way more clear than this one right here, all this right here. And so I mark the top spot right here. Plus it has a confirmation pullback right here and right here, very close. And so that right there was broken, right? You could have took a profit there too, and it's a support level right here. It was not a perfect support because it got broken, but it's slingshot out of these this little spot right here, and went back up again and test these highs again. So that's a support level, and it's a strong support level, which it became resistant once it got broken again. And you can see that it's relevant, because it bounced, this price bounced off of it. So right now it's hovering over VWAP, which was we like to see. Now the plan will be for it to break out these resistance levels at 228 and test these highs at 283 on pre-market or market open, or if it has to take to to the afternoon, then it will wait for that too. But on many platforms you could put alerts, right? You could put alerts, put an alert somewhere at 275 or 260, so you won't lose the opportunity, to trade it. So many platforms have alerts, so just to give you heads up about that as well. And so you could either catch it on the breakout or you could catch it on the bounce. So those are other new terms that you guys, if you guys didn't know, you guys could go ahead and write it down too. Breakouts, breakdown, bounce, pullback. I mean, there's many other that I can mention as well, but those are like basic, super basic terms that you guys it's very important to know when trading these stocks. But our plan, let's go ahead and write down the plan. We see opportunities still in this one. it doesn't mean that you go ahead and invest it and say, oh, since he talked about this stock, let me go ahead and take advantage and invest in it. No, no, you got to do, I won't recommend it and on that. That's not a good strategy. Okay, you lose your money. Go ahead, you have to do research, you know, back tests, anything that I say or any other content creator say. Do your due diligence, test it out, see if it works, see if it doesn't work, uh, make theory, with theory you could test, and back test and see if things work. If you don't have a theory, then you're pretty much blind out there trying to trade nothingness. So in this case, when we're making a watch list, right, we write the ticker symbol, right, NAMM. We don't write the whole name because that's wasting, time of writing and everything. And the next thing I want to check, right, this could be in whatever order you want. It doesn't have to be the same thing I do, but this is the way I write it. So price, price is good, right? It's around $2.05. Good price. I'm just gonna put good price. Good price. Next thing is volume. Volume was 166 million. Good volume. Next thing, news, or the float. You could put the float was a low float, right? Low float. Also, the next thing to check is why it ran, and right now we didn't have no information. The only thing was over here on, where is it, trading view, it had here, it says to restart mothballed. So not much significant. It does has news. It does have news, however not that significant. And so it does have news. And then the next thing we want to check, like we did already, was the daily. Bad daily chart, right? Bad daily chart. However, had history of running. And so that's pretty much the key of it. And then the next thing is plan for it to break out resistance at what was the price? 228. 228, and test high of day at 283. That's it. And that's how you write down your criteria, your watch list, right? And all this right here, in case you can't go back into the stream, all this is gonna be pasted into my Discord, okay? Just in case. In my Discord, you don't have there's no subscription, no nothing. Easy to access. And so let's go to the next stock. We're trying to go as fast as we possible as we can. BOXL, I've traded this one plenty of times. So let's check BOXL. And so BOXL had ran a little bit after hours, but we didn't see it. It didn't come up on the screener because it was after hours. It will only show up on the screeners when it's intraday. Okay. And so that's right. This right here is a pullback, a confirmation pullback, and it looks like a triangle as well. A clear triangle. It has a bunch of green candles going up and a bunch of red candles going down. And so it looks like a triangle. So that will be the top part, which is a resistance level. And so right on pre-market, if you would have looked at it on pre-market, you would have took advantage here. This is a confirmation breakout, and you would have got in here for 20%. Well, it went up to 20%. Me, I would have got out at 5%. But this is the moves. Another stock you could have find, right? Early in the morning, you would have scanned through with the percentage change and then follow all the criteria that I've mentioned before. And you do that, it only takes like 5 minutes and or less than that. Sometimes it takes less than 5 minutes. You would have came up with all the information, verify that this is qualified to trade, and be on, and trade it, and so 20%, pretty good. It went all the way up to 52%. A big company, it takes years for it to go to 52%. Years or months sometimes. Some companies, it takes months, a lot of months to get to that point. This right here, it happened in one day, and it happened in 1 hour, 1 hour and 5 minutes. Simple as that. That right there could have covered your day of work, you know, depending how much you invested, and so that's another opportunity there. It was hovering a little bit off the VWAP, consolidating under as it gave back half of its gains that day, but it failed afterwards. It break down these support levels, and it didn't recover. So this one is not going to be on the list. However, it did had opportunity. Right here, you would have caught it at the bounce, right? It had a little bounce here. Now the support is not only the line only. It's between the line and whatever the level 3 is showing you of the buyers stacked up here. That's why you see the turnaround at this point. Most likely there was this period right here, you had a bunch of buyers here stacked up with a lot of order pending, a huge amount of money pending here, and no sellers wanted to sell the price at that low. Okay, so that's why the price went up, to meet the demand. Okay, and so you would have took advantage of this move as well. But in this case, it failed to continue, and so right now this one is out of the list. And so we'll go to the next one, SLGB, and we got 4 more to go, and we're done with the stocks. So SLGB is the next one. Rumblebot says thanks for the follow, Kuro Ame. Hey, appreciate it very much, Kuro Ame. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to hit the like and the share. I appreciate it very much. We're almost about to hit the 100 follows to get to the premium creators program, and that right there will open a lot of doors for me. And so so this right here, yeah, it failed, so we're gonna take it out of the list, and the next one to mark is SLGB. And so if you're new showing up here, this is analyzing low price stocks, showing you guys how to find them first of all, and then I have a criteria. If you could see on my right, that document, I have a bunch of criteria on the top, right? And this is dedicated for the pre-market, market open, and the bottom one is dedicated for the market close. Okay, thank you, Kuruame. Kuruame says you're welcome. I appreciate it very much. All love. If you have if you create content as well, let me know. I'll support you. I'll hit you with a follow as well. And support your channel. Okay. I'm here from Rywin. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I'll support Rywin. I'll do my best to let him know that you were here. Thank you so much. And so let's go ahead and continue. So that's my criteria right there. I mean, you guys could, in case you want to know a little bit more about that, you could go back on the video, screenshot it, and use it to back test it and stuff like that. So but we'll go ahead and continue analyzing more stocks, right? We got like 4 more to check, and so let's go ahead and do that right now. So SLGB, had a good after hours, right? Which we couldn't see on the scanners because just like I said, it will only show up on the scanners if first of all, if you have the after hour open on your software. But if you don't, then it will show up on the intraday. It will show up on the scanners through the intraday. Okay. And so it's very important to have this open, have this active, the after hours and the pre-market hours on your software, whatever software you're using. And so right here, I would have waited for a confirmation breakout, which was this one right here, this body candle, a close above the breakout, and you have another opportunity here. Look at this. It went up to all the way up to 41%. This 5-minute candle. So in 5 minutes, you would have got 41% if you were tolerant to hold. And you know, I would have out of this whole move, I would have take 5 to 10% only because I'm very careful with my money. So that was a good move. Some people would have waited for the bounce right here on the support level. All this is part of the support level. You know, just because this price didn't hit this level doesn't mean it didn't bounce off the support. It did bounce off the support. This level and above, somewhere around these prices here, there was a bunch of buyers, right, stacked up there with pending orders. Okay, and based on that, buyers took a hold of that, you know, and you know, they pushed the price up. Okay, and so you would have took profit. Some people would have took profit when the price meet the previous high, or they would have, you know, waited to find where the sellers are stacked up. Okay, and you will see that only on the level 3 and the level 4. You can only see a little bit on the level 2, but you don't see the whole picture. Only on the level 3 you can see it, and the 4 as well. Okay, and so right here at the market open, everybody took profit here. It was too overextended at that moment, and you know, everybody took profit here, you know, and so the price got pushed down. It's right now it's way you know, this price is way extended down compared to where the VWAP is, and so you know, it didn't bounce off this support level afterwards. I forgot to mark here another line of resistance line here. Right here is another profit. You could have took profit right here on this candle. This is a confirmation breakout, and right here this candle went to 12%. So you would have win 3 times here, 3 times. So that's the power of understanding how to trade these. And so also this right here reacted to the support level, and it bounced off and it tried to test the highs again, but it failed. Right here you could have got in at the confirmation around here, these levels. It went up all the way to 17%, so you would have got a win at the bounce as well. So, and I'm looking at the bounce off these support levels. Okay, I'm not looking at this VWAP line. Sometimes price bounces off VWAP. It reacts off VWAP, but I don't make my decisions off the VWAP. I just, as long as the price is above the VWAP line, that's how I'm more confident to trade it, because that's where people are more you know, it shows up on the, first of all, it shows up on the scanner, you know, because the price is above a certain percentage, you know, which I look for, compared to the previous day that it closed. And so, you know, once it's above 20%, then I'm ready. You know, I'm ready to analyze it. And so right there, this went 82% on after hours. Right here, it would have show up 100 and something percent. You know, so it would have show up definitely in my scanner. I would have capitalized this on this one. So that right there, is a good opportunity. And so the rest of the day, you would have, you know, not pay attention. Once it went below the VWAP, I wouldn't pay attention unless I see something on the bounce here on this level of support. Which when it got broken, the same thing over here with this was a support level until it got broken. Once it got broken, this became back a resistance level again. So these are small resistance. It's same thing as the high of day, right? And so that right there, those are the lines. But this one I'm no longer interested in looking at it. It ran. Let's go back to it again because I want to show you guys why it ran. So it says here, Smart Logistic Global Limited report first half financial results. So it had its earnings. It had earnings news. Okay, so that's why it's running like this. Sometimes earnings news have legs, and so they run for a couple days and stuff like that. So, but in this case, this one didn't run like I wanted it to. Today it says NanoCap Smart Logistics stock spikes as trading volume soars. Okay, this is only hype news. It's not telling me why it ran. You could check more inside inside the news and read, but I don't like to spend my time doing that. I like to read the titles and see if it has news. First of all, yes, it does have some news. It's not giving me exactly what kind of news is it. Only on the 19th, I can see it had a recent news of earnings results here. Okay. So based on that, I could confirm that yes, it's running because some type of news like this or what it did showed me over there. And you could also, if you don't find the news here, check on the social media like X and stuff like that, which I explained before on this stream. And so this one we're not gonna look at it anymore. On the daily, it was terrible chart, but it did had history of running. Look, it ran a couple days. It went up like that, pretty good. And today it had a spike, but failed to hold the highs. So yeah, this one is out of the list. It's a new stock too. So let's go ahead and take this one off and go to GITS. And we have after that, we have 2 more to go. So GITS is the next one. I know I've taken a little bit longer. I knew I thought it was gonna be short, but I had to show you guys how this works, how the market works and everything. So on the daily, this is a bad daily chart. However, it has its moments here where it gapped up. That will be a good opportunity there when it gapped up. Also, it had another gap up here, right? Some people took profit there. So those are this is history of running. This one had a couple days green. Some people that took advantage of that as well. It had a stock split, as you can see. That's why you see a little bit higher numbers because this stock is trying to evade getting below $1. Once this stock gets below $1, then it gets the listing notifications from NASDAQ, and that's not good news. When you get a delisting notification, you're pretty much on the fences. And if you don't qualify, if you don't get to the point where you're above the $1 line by the due date that they request, then you get the company gets delisted, unfortunately. And so that's not good news. It doesn't attract any investors or buyers into the company. And so let's check the 5-minute chart. And so this one was a good runner as well. And right here, you would have had a good opportunity. I have marked it this morning. So right here, awesome stock. Look at that. It had a confirmation breakout. And right here, this candle had 19%. 5-minute candle, another good opportunity. It went all the way up to 41%. Magnificent. So that right there, you would have taken advantage. Right here, you wouldn't see much opportunity. It did had I mean, you would have took a loss here if you would have waited for the bounce. I mean, it had a bad bounce there. This win right here, with this little win right here, you could have been done with this stock. You wouldn't have to. You don't have to trade multiple times. Only 1 or 2 times. That's fine. You know, 5 max. But you know, you don't want to. And if you lose, let's say you lose those 2 times that you traded, that's it. It's over with. Don't try to get back your money. You know, just call it a day and analyze why you lost. What was the reason why you lost this trade? Do you enter the stock too early or too late, or any other different type of reason why you got the loss? You know, that's up to you to analyze. You know, and so that's part of learning. So this support level got broken, right? Well, first of all, it got tested. It bounced off support a little bit, just a little bit, and then it turned around and broke the support level, and this became the resistance. You know, and it got tested many times, and it couldn't broke that resistance level. And right now it's too extended versus the VWAP, so it's no longer in play. But it had a good opportunity this morning, you know, at market open. So that right there, you could have made some good profit. That move right there, you could have made really good profit. So that one, we're done with that one, because you know there's no I don't see no continuation. It gave back half of its gains, and at this point, I won't run after it unless it closed above, first of all, above the VWAP and closer to the highs. That's the only way I would analyze it, hold it, and test it for the next day. You know, prove my theory of whether it's gonna test the higher day, or whether it's gonna pull back and bounce off the highs, off the support levels, which is this level right here, 188. So that's kind of how I would look at it. But this one is no good for trading, for analyzing right now. PAVM is one that was ran like 300% this morning, which was very excellent. Very excellent stock to trade. This one would have showed up on the stocks, on my scanners this morning on pre-market. I would have seen this move. This right here, I wouldn't take advantage of none of this, because first of all, there's no confirmation pullback. I will only see the confirmation pullback right here. Okay, guys, and I will mark the highest point between somewhere closer to this confirmation, and I would want to see a little triangle line here. And so this is the high of day of pre-market at the moment, and so it didn't have a good confirmation pullback, a confirmation breakout, I'm sorry, because right here it did have a confirmation breakout, which was perfect. But you know, my entry, I would have took a little small win, but you know, it was risky, very risky. Let me see, where, okay, right here. See, I would have got in right here, and this stock could have went up, right? Because the way it flows, it opens right here at the top of the body for the red candles, and it closes here at the bottom body. But at this open, right, it would open here, this top one, and it tried to go higher, right, as it broke out. It went up to 9%. I would have took my profit there, and I wouldn't hold it much, because once I would have held it a little bit more, I would have you know, I would have got hit with, you know, not 3%, but like a little bit lower than that. I would have got hit with a loss, a little small loss. And so right here, this is a new high because it's a confirmation pullback. So I got this line here, but no worries, no worries. If quote unquote I would have took the loss here, I could have got back in the horse right here on this open right here. You got a confirmation breakout, and you would have got in right here on this candle. 11%, right? And it went up to 20%. So that right there would have took I would have got my money back plus extra if I would have lost that little trade right there. Some people would have waited after the breakout. People would have waited for the bounce. This was a good bounce here. I would have caught it. I would have caught it right here since all these candles hover, shadowed all this big candle. I would have got in right here. It went up to 6%. It hit my goal of 5%. Okay, so that would have been a good trade right there. It tried to break out once more, but it was very short term, and it went down, try to bounce a little bit more off the support level, and then it broke down, and that was pretty much for it. It gave back most of its gains, and it's very hard for it to recover now. So I'm just gonna mark the line so it could stay there for the history. Unless when this stock show up again and these lines are marked here, then I can know I already saw this stock. So that one is not gonna be on the list. If it would have closed around these areas over here, then I would be interested in looking for opportunities of a breakout. And since this is it was at a higher price, this right here I will probably not trade it because it's already above $20. So at this point, so I wouldn't trade none of this. I will only trade this move right here, or this little move right here. But I would have got out very fast because it's already at a higher price point than what I expected. My plan was. So yeah, let's go ahead and move to the next one, PAVM, and then the last one. The last one is BNAI. It show up again. The stock show up again. BNAI. We had studied this one, and so look at this. Look at this, guys. We studied this for a week, and finally, volume picked up and breakout. Look at that. See, when volume show up, 48 million compared to the average, and compared to the float, has way more. And so when volume shows up, it broke out those levels of resistance. In this case, it was this high right here, 7. You got a confirmation breakout right there, and you would have got in right here on this candle. It went up to 26%, all the way up to 30, and it went as high as 52%. So that right there would have been a great opportunity at the breakout, right, of these two resistance levels. You would have waited for a pullback, bounce, and that right there, you would have got another opportunity here. It could be either this candle or this candle right here, and that right there, you would have got. Let me mark it. It went up to 17%. So that's another great opportunity. And let's say you missed this move, right? No problem. You would have waited for another pullback bounce off the support level right here. Off the support level, look at this candle hovering over these 3 candles, and you would have got in around this little small candle. If you would have tolerated this one, then you could have had an opportunity to get in that 17% out of this move here. Me, I would have got a small loss here, but I could have got back on the horse eventually. But most likely, I would have took the profit here on this move and be done for the day. Then it went down and it's consolidating here, half of its gains. It's more like a stair stepper pattern. You see, you got the high right here, and then it's been consolidating, and then it went high again, and then it went down, and it's now consolidating still off the highs. And maybe in a couple more days it might test these highs again. Everything depends whether the demand is still there, and if it's more than the supply and the averages as well. So I put a mark there. I won't pay attention to it because it's below the VWAP, But that was an awesome analysis. You know, it was unfortunate that I took I took the stock a day before. I took it out of the list a day this day before. But today, look at that. It went up. It broke out. You know, so if you would have been more patient, like way more patient than me, you would have got a good opportunity there. You know, and so you know this stock has been running for a couple days, couple weeks. Look at that. And let's check since it started. How high it's been going since it started moving. Just to show you the power of these stocks. The power. Look, in 23 days, right? In less than a month, it went up 800%, 831%, guys. And some people still don't believe, guys, that you can make these kind of profits. How many of you guys would like to make 831% profit on your investment, dude? Like, it's ridiculous. In less than a month, you would have made that profit, man. That's life-changing money right there. Depending on how much you invested, you know. But just remember, this is not long term. These are stocks that not supposed to be taking care of on the long term. That's why you have to look at these with a grain of salt and take advantage of the move, not buy and hold. Okay. So it had a good run. It had a good run. I won't have it on the list because it's not short term. I don't see opportunities right now short term. It would have show up on my screener this morning, and I would have took advantage of it, for the time. But that was pretty much with this one. It's not gonna be on the charts, and that was pretty much it with the stocks. We only have one to analyze, which is pretty good. NAMM is the one that we're gonna look at, and that's pretty much all you need. One or two stocks. You don't need 10 20 stocks to check. That right there takes a lot of your time, and you spend too much time analyzing it, and the whole move will pass by you, and you will lose the opportunity. Okay, so that's the importance of understanding these type of stocks. And so I know I've been taking a little bit too long. It won't take you 2 hours to analyze these stocks. This right here, if I would be doing it without streaming, trust me, it will take me only 10-15 minutes. I would have had all this written down and have one or two stocks for the day, and that's it. I'm done with. In 15 minutes you could have been done and done for it. But since I'm here streaming, it will take me longer because I'm teaching you guys how to find it, teaching you some definitions of the terms that I'm mentioning, how I analyze the stock. And so it takes me a little bit of time, but bear with me, guys. I'm almost done. So crypto, let's go to crypto now. So let's take that screen off and let's go to crypto. So crypto, Hannah was the one that we gotta go ahead and check. So crypto, Hannah, crypto. Is this the right one? Hannah Network. There we go. Okay, so we got the right one. So we looked at it yesterday, right? Today is, wait a minute. No, day before that. We looked at it over here. Look at that. I wish I could have marked a little bit earlier. So we looked at it around this area, this time frame over here. Let me lock this thing up. And this is crypto that we're talking about now. And so crypto has opportunities too. It has plenty of opportunities, guys. So this is a confirmation breakout right here. I would have took a little small loss right here, but no problem, guys, because you would have gotten on the next candle right here. Next candle would have been this one. You got the confirmation breakout, and you would have got in here. It went 2%, and it went as high as what you can see, 68%. It went as high as 68% right there. 68%. And it consolidated off the highs. So this right here would have had another great opportunity for a breakout, right? So the breakout would have been at this level right there, and I would have waited for a breakout right here, but this is too extended right now. Too extended. I wouldn't got up here at this one, very extended. And so right now, you know, after that you know, breakout, it didn't hold much, and it just, everybody took profit at this point and pushed the price down. Now from here, from this point to this level right here of support, there was a lot of buyers probably pending here because the price didn't want to keep going down, and it just bounced very strong. It bounced very strong. So right here, you would have caught it somewhere hovering somewhere around here. You know, it went up to, right now it's 36%. You know, it went up to 36%. So so this right here, this consolidation right here, everything is your tolerance at the end of the day. Me at 5%, you know, I would have, you know, I'm very alert of my money, and I would have took a little small loss there. But yeah, the bounces, they work, guys. Either way, breakout bounces, you just gotta have money management skills. It's having discipline is very hard. You know, it takes a strong mindset, and you have to, you know, develop that over time. You have to you have to stop worrying about losing. Okay, losing is part of the game. The thing is being disciplined to lose very small amounts of money, very small, you know, because you can have 10 losses at a very small amount, but one win could make all those losses back and more of profit. Okay, so that's why it's always good to have very small losses. You know, if it goes the opposite way, no problem, cut it. It's over with. Don't wait till for a turnaround. It might never turn around. Okay, so just to keep that in mind, And so yeah, this one have a still opportunity to test the highs of days right now, and so we'll keep it on watch just to keep analyzing HANA network. Good move today as it breakout, still uptrending, looking for a breakout. Breakout of high of day, and this was at, and I'm not gonna put today's like the actual time that I'm watching. I'm gonna see the time that I'm watching here on this platform, which is 5. I don't know if it's 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. of this UTC time. So I'm gonna write it down. 0.501 UTC time. And so that right there is the first one that we analyzed, that we should have analyzed yesterday, but it took us a little bit. I had to cut it off because you know, I had a long stream. Gabe, so next one. And so Gabe yesterday had a good run, but today just it tanked. Right here would have been my level right here, breakout. Not much opportunity. Very small gain here, 1%. not much, very small gain. You know, you would have probably had opportunity here at this confirmation pullback from the resistance level here. Another breakout somewhere around here it had. See, this right here is a confirmation breakout, and I would have got in here for another 1% as well. So that right there is very small profit. No problem, no problem. But yeah, that not great move right now. It's under, so this one is gonna be taken off the list. I don't see a lot of opportunity right now, short term. And TRWA is the next one. TRWA. And so yesterday we saw this move, right? Unfortunately, we didn't mark it up, but it doesn't look like a okay chart. It looks a little stair stepping here. See, you got the stair stepping. You know, it went up and then it consolidated for most of the period here, and it's still consolidating. It tried to test the highs again, but it failed, and it's still consolidating off these levels. So we'll keep it on watch, see if it try to test these highs tomorrow, today or tomorrow. Well, we'll look at it tomorrow, but this is already considered tomorrow, which is the 22nd. Right now it's the 21st, 9 p.m. So still watch. Is consolidating off the highs. Waiting for the breakout. So, you know, anybody who's still watching the stream, thank you so much for showing up, support. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow. Whoever's new, hit the follow. Support me, help me get to 100 followers. We almost there, guys. Probably today or tomorrow. We'll get to 100 followers, most likely tomorrow or sometime this week. So I would appreciate you guys. I mean, without you guys, this won't be possible. So I'm very appreciative, my guys. So PRAI is the next one. Let's go ahead and check that out. PRAI. So we looked at it over here, right? 20. Yeah, that was yesterday. We looked at it, and this is the confirmation pullback right here. And you would have put a resistance level there and wait for the breakout. And so the breakout, I mean, this one also had a little small profit take, 159, not much. You know, something is something, but you know, it didn't had a really big move, you know, only after the bounce. You know, once it pulled back again, it bounced off the support level. You would have took profit right there. You know, it went up to 8%. That right there is more normal. You know, no more profit taking. It went all the way up to 11%. So it's pretty good. You know, it doesn't move like the stocks, but sometimes it does have some significant moves. You know, so that was a pretty significant move. Right now it has given back half of its gains of yesterday. So this one I'm not gonna go ahead and look at it. I would wish for it to consolidate off the highs, but right now it didn't. Let me go ahead and zoom back. I wish it would let me have this line stick to the points where I wanted to, instead of zooming in and having to do it. But it's okay. The platform is still good. And so yeah, this one is no opportunity right now. So let's go ahead and take that off. And so we still got one stock to check, and we have two cryptos of yesterday to continue to analyze. Continue to analyze. And so we're gonna go ahead and check a new crypto today, and I'm gonna go with I'm gonna show you guys the filters so we could get rid of today's the ones that we're gonna look at. It's 9:05 p.m. And so, as I'm streaming, I know it takes a little bit longer for me because I'm explaining everything, but this is really quick to do. It only take 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, guys. It doesn't take this much time. So let's go ahead and do crypto. And so this is the web. You got plenty of other webs, probably way better than this. But the filters work for every single one of them. Okay, guys. So first thing we want to go to filters. If you don't see this screen, hit the title of the page. Okay, and then you go to filters, and you're gonna see this box right here. Very simple criteria. I'm gonna show you over here on my document. So you see for crypto right here. You go to the website, then you could either go to cryptocurrencies or go to filters, right? And then you click filters, and then you want to search by market cap. That will be the first thing that you want to do, or it could be either order, and it's not a big deal. And the market cap has to be from 1 million to 10 million. That's all I want to see. Okay, so I write here 1 million to 10 million. Okay, and then I go back to my criteria, and I want to see the volume set to 1 million to 100 million, and this will be the volume, 24-hour volume. So 1 million to 100 million. And then I go back to my criteria again and see the last option here. The percentage change has to be from 10% to 500%. And so remember, guys, this is my personal criteria. Eventually, when you guys get better at understanding stocks, you guys would have your own criteria, what works for you. And so this is just for you guys to like analyze and kind of test and see what then works for you. Okay, guys? So you hit apply after this, and then you're gonna see a list here of, you got one page and you have 11 crypto here that are moving. Okay, and I like to sort out a 24-hour percentage. Okay, and so right here is going to show me the crypto that is running at this point. Right now everything seems red. They don't seem like they're running, so we're gonna go ahead and do a quick preview here, quick checkout. It seems like it's pulling back. That's why it's showing red. Oh, okay, now I see. Okay, so on the 1 hour, it shows me that on the 10th of January, a couple weeks ago, it had a front end move. So this move right here is a back end of the move. That's not good news. Okay, this is the front end of the move, and this is the back end of the move. Now we check. So this right here, I can't write this on the. Maybe I could copy paste it to the. This right here, not sure if it's gonna show up. No. Or it did. But I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the right one. Yeah, like I won't choose anything that I cannot like comprehend in terms of the language. So that right there would have been, it's already taken off. So ESIM is the second one that we're gonna go ahead and check really quick. So ESIM, not great overall. It started recently, but right now it seems like it's turning around, and it has this higher low here, and it's been running for a couple hours. So let's go ahead and check this really quick. ESIM. And so as you can see here, for a couple weeks it's been it was consolidating, and then it just dropped price here. It had opportunity today, this morning. It says here perceived waffle QSCDV say Boricua viewers SMM top 54 dot online. I don't know what she did there. But you're warned if you're what do you call that? If you're trying to promote something here, especially without my permission. So let me go ahead and go back to, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go, wait a second, guys. Can't see the, hold on a second, guys. Almost trying to remove this really quick. Okay, I fixed that already. So let's go ahead and go back to the stream, and bear with me, guys. Almost done, guys. Okay, and we're back. Okay, as you can see right on the chart, this is today, right? And right now it's moving for the next day, but you would have took advantage here on this pullback if you would have seen this a lot earlier. This is a confirmation pullback, you know, and it looks clear. This triangle looks clear here. This mountain pattern here, and you would have waited for the breakout. You know, the breakout right here, simple confirmation breakout, and you would have got in right here, you know, for a 5% gain. That would have been perfect. I mean, it went up all the way to 7%. So that's good profit, you know. It's not bad. That over time gets better. And you would have marked also a resistance level off the highs, as it has a confirmation pullback as well. And so you would have waited for another breakout. You know, this is a confirmation breakout. You would have took a small loss here, but it seems like it's about to test the highs again really soon. So we might see something here. So we'll put this on the list, ESIM. And the name is Depin Sim. Depin Sim, the name of the company. And so had breakout opportunity, and now it seems like again it will test highs for a breakout. We'll keep on watch. So we'll wait for results tomorrow and see how the stock did. We're just gonna analyze these crypto. I'm just showing you guys the most important thing out of all this stream is showing you guys how to find them, and that's what we did today. We capitalized on showing you guys how to find them. Okay, this right here, this information is just extra. Okay, just showing you guys how to organize a little bit and how to write the what do you call that, the watch list, how to write it and everything, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know for now. Just basics. PVT is the next one. Let's see how PVT did. Oh wow. Overall, it's terrible, but it had its moments. This one seems like it's doing pretty good right now. Pung's PVT. Let's check PVT. PVT. So PVT, wow, tremendous move. Tremendous move. Incredible. It looks clear, right? Now the volume, a little bit worried about the volume, trading volume right now at this moment. But I believe it did had a, when it was trading this at this point, it did have some type of volume to do this type of move. So, this right here, I would have marked a resistance line at this point right here and waited for confirmation breakout and take advantage of that. Let's close this, and my breakout, confirmation breakout was right there, and this is the candle I would get in, and it went all the way up to 9%. It consolidated there, but then it went up all the way to 15% total. So that was pretty good profit taking over here. You had to be a little bit more patient, but look at the price. Look at the price of this crypto. So you would have took it's very cheap prices here compared to the stocks that we're trading. So you would have had opportunities here with these little ones, but right now it seems like it's consolidating off to the highs. This right there is no activity. Not good to see. This is not good to see. There's no activity right now. We would want to see flow like this, this up and down, this up and down. Right now it's not doing nothing, so it's just in the same price, stuck there. So I don't like to see that. So this one is not going to be on the list. I don't want to continue analyzing this. So we'll go for the next one. We're almost done. We got 2 more to go. Probably 1 more to go, because I can't see this, like these languages here. I don't know how to find these like this. I don't know if it's Korean, Japanese, Chinese, I don't know. But we'll check this one. Psyop anime. Psyop anime. This is Psyop anime right there. So overall, I mean, it had already ran. Look at this. It had already had a great run. Oh my god, guys. Look at this beauty. If you guys would have ever seen this move right here at the beginning, like right here, look at that. I would have put a confirmation pullback right there, which is will be a resistance level, and I would have capitalized on this move right here. See? This would have been, it could either go a small loss, but I would have took a profit there. Once I got in this cock, because this is a confirmation breakout, I would have got on this move right here, got for 13%. This thing went all the way to, look at this. Let me show you guys how high this thing went in one day. 700% in 3 hours, guys. Come on, man. In 3 hours. Look at that. And it went all the way up to, the highest that it went was 948% in 6 hours. In 6 hours, guys, you could have got life-changing money. I mean, I know for sure, honestly, you wouldn't catch the whole move. If you did, you were lucky. You were lucky. But, taking profit is the most important thing, and you have to know when to take profit or when to exit when time is not right. Okay, when the price is going against you. But look at that, 948%. Incredible what the crypto and the stocks could do. Okay, and all this comes with time. It took me years to figure this out. Okay, and you're getting it for free. Okay, so yeah, right now it's at it's at its end already. Not looking, there's this thing is not gonna recover. It might have moves here and there, but it's not gonna recover, guys. This is a confirmation. This is the high of day of today. I mean, you would have took a little advantage here of this breakout, confirmation breakout. The key is taking the meat of move. You know, right here went up to 14%. Look, it would have hit my goal and I would have been out with some profit. And it seems like it's pulling back and it's having a hard time breaking down these support levels here. Okay, so this is the power of understanding how to trade stocks, how to find them, and everything. Uh, right now, we could continue watching this one, Psyop anime, and see where it goes. Um, let me mark some trends here, some clear trends that you can see. If you can see it with the naked eye, you can mark it. Okay, see, you got these triangle moves here, these zigzag moves. So if you want to see an uptrend, if you're looking at an uptrending stock, you want to only place uptrending support levels. If you're looking at downtrending moves and you're looking for a turnaround move, you want to put downtrending resistance levels, okay, for a turnaround. Okay, guys, and that's how it is. You know, once it breaks out off of this resistance level, it turn around. Okay, it did like a cup, like a C cup, a move here. So that right there, you could have either got it not at this pullback, but after the higher lows, which is this point right here. You could have got in here and ride it out all the way to these resistance levels. And if it would have break out this resistance level, then the next resistance level would have been somewhere around here. Okay, so I mean, this is already advanced, a little bit too advanced for you guys. But if anybody is here that know how to trade stocks, you guys can confirm this technical analysis as well. So that right there, let's write it down. PVT. Wait a minute. It's not PVT. It's Psyop anime. I'm tripping. Psyop anime. So that's the name. Psy. Oh, it's with an S. Psyop anime. So bear with me, guys. I'm almost done. Psyop anime. And right now had a turn around move as it broke downtrending resistance. We'll analyze to look for breakouts and bounces off support while is testing highs. So that was a good stock to watch. A good crypto, I'm sorry. Good crypto, and that's pretty much it, guys. That's all we have. We have one stock to analyze for tomorrow, and then we have one, two, three, four crypto to watch. And this is how you do it, guys. It doesn't take much long. I know it took me a little bit longer, and it's because it's so much information that I would love to share with you guys, but we'll be all day here, okay, guys? And I can't, I'm not gonna do that to my to my wife, or and it's 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. People are sleeping, are going to sleep, and so I don't want to ruin their sleep talking. So thank you guys for showing support and love to this channel by following, liking the stream. Any question, guys, don't forget to either hit the chat or go ahead and hit the comment on the stream or any of my platforms. I will do my best to answer them at a timely manner. And this is pretty much it, guys. Let me go ahead and take you guys to the next screen. 5. So guys, today we did a little bit of everything, stocks, crypto, and talk with the guys here. Thank Hernandez 2787 for showing support. He also donated $10 to my channel, so thank you so much. Show support to his channel as well. He has a lot of stuff on his channel. Make sure to show support. Rywin as well came over here to show support as well. Thank you so much. Who else? Red Sixer fan AI music, check his channel as well. He had good content as well there. Rywin, I think I already mentioned him. Very, very good guy. Show support over there. He has also content. Who else came in today? Con Rithi also shows support over here. Thank you so much for showing support and coming over here as well. Who else? Doc Mafferson as well came over here and showed support. I appreciate you for showing support as well. And I mean, we had Kuro Ame as well that came over here and shows some support. So thank you so much. And Doc Mafferson, again, thank you for the raid as well. I appreciate you very much. And so let's see where can we send the rest of the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and raid somebody right now. Let's see who can we raid right now and show support. So let's see who can we do raid. So let's go ahead and raid Carmen Rios. She's been showing support lately. Let's go ahead and raid her channel. Let me grab her link really quick. And so thank you guys for showing support and love and everything. Don't forget to show support over there as well, and hit the like and share and follow Carmen Rios. Okay, so we're gonna end the stream right now, and I hope you guys have a good night and a good some of you guys good morning and everything. It's already too late. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, guys, I appreciate you guys for showing support. Okay, all right, guys.
Oh my goodness, you guys. It's getting horrible now. And they're mad, Esperanza.
Yeah.
I don't care. I killed their woman.
Okay. There you go. There we go. Get in there, in the fire, in the fire, in the fire. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just...
Hey!
Man, I died.
Sorry, Pablo.
Has rated this stream.
Oh, Borita. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Hey, ay, no, ya me maté. I appreciate that. Hey.
You better not.
Pick her up, I got her. Oh, pick it up. Go to the TV.
Thank you. Es tan bravo estos cachos, Esperanza. Tan bravos. Véngase, véngase.